Pakistan's Foreign Minister Bilawal Bhutto Zardari has rejected the U.S. State Department's listing of his country as a state of particular concern for religious freedoms. Mr. Bhutto spoke in a wide-ranging exclusive interview with CNA. He accused America of bias in labeling nations it deems to have engaged in severe violation of religious freedoms and questioned why India escaped the list. Mr. Bhutto started off by explaining to CNA's Don Tan his party's commitment to dealing with religious extremism and terrorism.
So you don't need America to point out the problems that we in Pakistan face with religious extremism, with terrorism, and that's a cause that is dear to my heart, that is at the front and center of my party's political manifesto. We're absolutely cognizant of the challenges we face, but we're also serious as a government, as a state, as political parties, that wherever such incidents take place, that we take cognizance of them and we try and remedy the situation. From the list of countries that you just mentioned, it does seem that this is a slightly biased and politicized list. Otherwise, I do wonder why India is not on the list when the human rights, but particularly religious freedoms for their Muslim minority has been a source of concern internationally, and where religious bias is a policy of the state, curtailing religious freedoms of Muslims within their country and in the disputed territory of illegally occupied Kashmir, is a policy of the state. There are bad people everywhere. What sets you apart is how does your government respond? So I believe that an unbiased report, free of political considerations, would have given this report by the United States more authority, more gravity. That's not to say that we in Pakistan are not cognizant of the challenges that we face, but we're serious about facing those challenges, not because the United States says so or anybody else says so, but that's because we believe that's important for the future of our country.
Well, transparency is important for good governance, Minister Bhutto, and you have said that you would like to see engagement with India on a peaceful basis. You would hope that there could be more peaceful engagement. That you also said that India has changed. So what did you mean by that?
I mean, India has changed in the sense that there's an India that I grew up with that was in our neighborhood. It was the largest democracy in the world. It was a secular country, a home for all its citizens. Hindus, Muslims, Christians, Buddhists. Unfortunately, the India I see today is not the India I recognized growing up. This is a Hindu supremacist India. This is a increasingly fascist India. It is not only hostile to Muslims outside its borders, it is hostile to Muslims within its borders. It's not only hostile to the Muslims within its borders, it's hostile to the Christians within its borders, to what they call the lower caste Hindus within their borders. And that makes it, it's unfortunate for a country like India with its history, its ancient history, to be following this path.
A look at the past and what's occurred is important, but looking ahead, important as well. The younger generation is here, and so much of Pakistan is made up of a very youthful generation of individuals who perhaps want change, who perhaps want harmony. What's it going to take? Can they play a role, the younger generation, in pushing for that?
I absolutely agree with you. I think the younger generation in India and in Pakistan are ready for peace with their neighbors. They want to see a peaceful, prosperous neighborhood. And unfortunately, both in India and in Pakistan, our younger generation are being fed a diet of the politics of hate, the politics of division, the politics of narrow populism, the pursuit of authoritarianism, the politics of lies. But I do have faith in the younger generation, and we will rise to meet the 21st century challenges to democracy. We will defeat the politics of division with the politics of unity. We will overcome the politics of hate with the politics of hope. We will defeat the politics of lies with the politics of truth. And our future is in the hands of the new generation of India and Pakistan. We hope for a tomorrow that is better than today.
Pakistan's Foreign Minister there, Bilawal Bhutto Zardari, addressing political instability within the country, brushing off allegations regarding religious freedoms and also questioning the Indian government. India's ruling Bharatiya Janata Party, or the BJP, was recently mired in a diplomatic crisis after controversial comments from two officials. Critics said their statements reflected deep religious polarization that the country has been witnessing since the BJP came to power in 2014. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government has rejected all allegations, even as a recent Human Rights Watch report accused India of adopting laws and policies that discriminate against Muslims.